Previously on the Data Factory.
The basics of database and SQL Server. Types of databases. Let's cover the basics of SQL Server. Let's have a look inside a typical SQL Server. So with that, the installation is complete. So your default instance is used generally for production purposes, and the named one is used for development and testing environments. The authorization is usually done for a database. Okay. So similar to this, in your C drive, you will see that SQL 2019 will be there in case you have installed the 15th version that coincides with SQL Server 2019. And once into this particular folder, you will see that we have evaluation, express, etc. So I don't think you will have this particular folder. I had installed an express version. This might be a residue from that, but anyways, let's move to the evaluation. This is the one that we had installed, and herein let's use the setup. So let's allow this to make changes to the system, and from within the installation you'll see the third option that says launch a download page that involves that provides a link to install SQL Server Management Studio, etc. etc. So let's click, and it has redirected us to a web page wherein we get the installation link of SSMS. This is the one. Let's install it. Let's download it first and then we'll install. Let me run the installer. Okay, it's running. Where did it go? Where did it go? Yeah, so SSMS setup. Yes. Where is it? This is the one. So Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio with Azure Data Studio. Let us not cover Azure Data Studio at this point in time. We will do so when we proceed to concepts within data engineering. That'll come at a very later stage, but anyway, stay tuned. Let us install. Today is kind of a relay for me. I'm recording back-to-back videos because I thought let's record the basic videos, and then slowly, steadily we will move towards advanced concepts and versions. Perfect. So the setup is completed, and in fact we can close out this particular window. It has done its job. Let us go to the search, and herein just type SSMS. It is opening up. So once we run SSMS, this is the particular software / browser that opens up. Let us select. Okay, so first, what is the server type? Let it be database engine. This is something that we are covering in detail. Server name, let's browse for more. We are looking for database engine that are installed on this particular local system, that is on my computer. and this is the one server that we had installed, right? It is a named instance tdfco_lab01. We do OK. Let's do a Windows authentication, wherein in the username it automatically picks up my computer or the system. Let's connect to that. Perfect. And here you see on the Object Explorer to the left, we have all the components within this instance of SQL Server. Here are your databases, system databases, security, server objects, etc. We will definitely delve deeper into these, but before that, let us move to the next topic. Okay. So meanwhile, what I did was, I just did another installation of SQL Server, that is a second instance, since in the total setup that we planned there was SQL Server 1 for which has been named tdfco lab 01. I needed to have another SQL Server, another instance named tdfco lab 02. I've already done that. Let me just establish the connection. So for connecting to any new instance or instances from within your SSMS, or whether it's locally there in the same system, or you need to connect say to your virtual server that is not there in the same system, but it essentially sits at a different address or cloud. What you need to do is you need to use the connection wizard again. So let us connect to a database engine, because that is what is of primary importance to us. So let us browse for the second instance, that is tdfco lab 02, and then let's connect. See, so we have established connection to SQL Server 1 that we have named as tdfco lab 1, and tdfco lab 2, that is a SQL Server 2, the second one. Now what I also had installed is a SQL Server on the Azure cloud. So this is the SQL Server. I have simply named it as where is it? Yeah, tdfco, and it's created under a separate resource group, so that I can identify what was it essentially created for. But yeah, that's not important for you at this, or anybody watching this video at this particular moment. I've just directly dropped onto this particular page. Now the login credentials for this particular online server, I will share it with everyone, given that whoever shares a request to me, as in they need to connect to this particular remote server via email. The information that I need from you is see, you'll be receiving two things from me, right? One is the SQL Server admin, that is tdfco remote_remote, and a password for connection, also the server name. So any server name that we create on Azure is essentially appended at the end with .database.windows.net. That is how it is happening currently. And okay, so three things that I'll share with you, that is server name, server admin, and the password. Along with the request, you need to also share with me your IP, because I need to restrict the networking, right? So currently I have allowed all. The rule name is allowed all. Allow all. That is from 0000 to 2554 times. That means it is allowed for all IPv4 addresses. Now what I can do is I basically need to delete this one. I'll only add my current IP to the list of addresses that will be allowed to connect. So I've added this and I'll save. So okay, so the point of me covering this was I need to have your IP address, so that at least I can add a firewall rule, and I can add your IP so that you'll be able to connect to this particular server, just as a test connection for learning purposes, and that's it. Now once this is done, what I need to do is I need to establish a connection from my SSMS on my local to this remote server. Let me come back to the SSMS, connect database engine. Let me copy the server name. So the server name is this. I'll connect via SQL Server Authentication. The login is TDF Core Remote, and the password is known only to me. Wait. I hope I don't forget it. Connect. Voila. So yeah, it's connected to the online server. So essentially we have completed the whole installation setup for SQL Server 1, SQL Server 2, and an online server that's always online 24/7.